This week in a series of podcasts, I'm going to teach you how to produce 3D shapes using simple processes on Illustrator, and we're going to be moving between Illustrator and Photoshop. Sorts of things you should be able to do by the end of the series of podcasts next week is to produce this sort of thing in the style of Mike Lithgow. So if I just get rid of the Mike Lithgow picture first, and go to a clear A4 page on Illustrator. I'm going to start by showing you how to produce a series of 3D shapes. So I'm going to start by using the shape tool, and I've got there a white circle with a black outline. Just going to change that to a colour so you can see it more clearly. And I'm just going to change the black outline to a no fill. So to start off, you're going to go to the white arrow. To turn this into a sphere, I'm going to click on the left-hand node there. By clicking on different nodes, you'll get different shapes on the 3D shapes. So I'll delete that using the keyboard and go to Effect, 3D, Revolve, and click on the preview. And you'll see your first 3D sphere shape. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to create another one and just show you what happens if I've got an outline on my colour. So this time I'm going to put a blue outline and a green central colour. Okay, now for this one I'm going to click onto a different node and you will get a different shape as a result. So I'm going to click onto the bottom, delete that, go to Effect, 3D, Revolve, and click on Preview. And you'll see that this time what you're getting is a outside shape and obviously quite a different shape. If I just turn that inwards, you can see the effect of the green inner. So I'm going to say OK to that and move this over here out of our way. I'll just do that once more. But this time I will click on another node. So again, I'm going to go back to having a clear outline, and this time I will click again on the white arrow, click on the right hand node, delete that, and go to Effect, 3D, Revolve, Preview. Oops, and then you've got a cylinder with an internal shape. So OK to that. Okay, just move that across a bit again. Okay, if I put a different shape into here, so if I put a rectangle, I'll show you what sort of shape you get with that. So again, you're following the same idea, white arrow, click on the left hand node, delete with the keyboard, Effect, 3D, Revolve, Preview. This time I've got a cylinder, okay, without the inner part in it. And finally again, I'm going to click onto there. Again, this time I'm going to click Effect, cancel that, go to the white arrow, click the right hand node and delete, Effect, 3D, Revolve, Preview, and I've got like a cone shape. Okay. The other thing that this is quite useful for is using the extrude part of the tool and the offset. So I'll just show you what happens with that. So if I go to let's go to a rectangle, we'll create a square. Again, we've got a green outline and no outline and a green fill. This time I'm going to Effect, 3D, I'm going to Extrude and Bevel. Okay, Preview. It just gives me a green shadow tone, and I can change the effect of that by increasing this box on the extrude depth. So I can make it a long shape or a cube. I've got a variety of choices. I'm just going to say OK to that. Okay, So the extrude and bevel, again, you can apply to any initial flat shape. The last one I'm just going to show you is the going back to the square again, and we'll go for a left hand click on here, delete that, effect 3D, and this time I'm going to back to revolve. I'm going to show you what happens with the offset. So I've got a cube there. If I go to offset, I can move this. What I'm going to do is turn it into a ring like that. And if you rotate that, you can rotate any of these shapes at this stage. It's better to rotate them when you initially create them, because if you don't, you tend to take a long time rendering. I find it better just go back to the shape again. So I've made a cube with a circle with a hole in the middle. I'm going to finish this section of podcast and show you something about putting colour on them in a minute.